Many Jewish organizations are using surveillance cameras to try to protect their members from hate crimes, which have become a growing problem in Los Angeles.
California has more hate crimes than any other state. Los Angeles has more hate crimes than any other city, according to the FBI. Jason Perriard, the director of community security at the Jewish Federation of Greater Los Angeles, says most of these attacks are anti-Semitic in nature.
By far, the hate crimes against Jewish people in LA County alone, we comprise over 70% of the hate crimes.
There are 662,000 Jews living in Los Angeles, according to the World Jewish Congress.
Even though New York City has 3 times the amount of Jews, according to the FBI, New York State has less than half the amount of hate crimes as California.
We know that this is the home of the skinhead movement.
Perriard says serious threats don't usually come from these white supremacist groups as a whole.
The biggest threat of all to any law enforcement officer, to anybody in government, they'll tell you is a lone wolf. And what we mean by lone wolf is somebody who's basically a crazy person who takes on some type of hatred towards the Jewish people or through being radicalized through the internet.
The lone gunman who opened fire inside the U.S. Holocaust Memorial Museum in 2009, killing a guard, was an 88-year-old white supremacist. More recent shootings, including the movie theater shooting in Aurora, Colorado, and the massacre of 20 school children in Newtown, Connecticut, were also at the hands of lone gunmen. The Jewish Federation of Greater Los Angeles held its first security fair to put Jewish leaders in touch with security vendors, even those that provide weapons. Robert Rothman, the Director of Law Enforcement Relations for the Jewish Federation of Greater Los Angeles, says security measures can also help during natural disasters and against acts of terrorism.
Whatever happens out in the rest of the world affects us here locally. And that's something that people sometimes forget, but with everything that happens out there, you know, there's always that potential, that trigger point for something to happen on a local level as well.
But many Jewish institutions, such as synagogues, want to remain open and welcoming places. Eitan Ginsberg is the executive director of Temple Isaiah.
We don't want to turn ourselves into a police station. We do have to take some level of precaution to make sure that the people who come into our synagogue, the families, the kids, and the visitors are protected.
The Los Angeles Police Department recently released this security video of another synagogue being vandalized. A suspect hurled a brick through the window. The video quality is quite poor. At this security fair, vendors are making a point to emphasize the importance of high-definition surveillance video.
Odds are you're going to capture a license plate or a face, a tattoo, something that's going to be able to help you prosecute and find out who the individual was.
This is just one part of a new initiative to combat a growing threat against Jews. Perriard is new to the Federation, chosen for his extensive security background.
I've been pretty much to 15 countries in security and various law enforcement jobs with the Marine Corps. I was a naval criminal investigator, basically NCIS.
The military position is so revered, Hollywood created a television series called NCIS.
No, boss, sorry.
Perriard was also a Marine embassy guard stationed in Jerusalem in the 1990s. His children are dual citizens of Israel and the U.S., making him especially concerned with the safety of the Jewish community in Los Angeles. He's come up with a 3-step process to build a database of Jewish organizations with information about which leaders to contact during emergencies, create a system to share information between Jewish organizations, and build a high-tech alert system.
If we get information from the Joint Regional Intelligence Center through our local law enforcement partners or the government that there's a threat against the Jewish community or something that would affect the Jewish community, like a natural disaster, we can put out an immediate alert to the entire Jewish community.
Those alerts could go directly to people's cell phones. Perriard wants what they're doing here to become a model for the rest of the country, perhaps even in communities worldwide.
Jewish organizations and their members may always be at risk, but being prepared could save lives. I'm Lindsay Mastis for JN1 in Los Angeles.